All right, what's up? How are we? Welcome back, ladies and gents, to another live stream. How are we? Um, yeah, definitely an eventful day. Bear with 1 sec. All right, how are we? Welcome to the live stream. Are we live? Are we live? Can you guys hear me? See me okay? Let me know if it's working well. Yeah, definitely an eventful day today in these markets. We've got, I mean, look at this. We're at 95.2, and I want to try and see exactly what caused this dump because this is very, very interesting. But you know, as you may have heard, there was a hack today. It was Bybit, and actually it was one of the bigger hacks that we've seen ever in crypto. So here it is. This is the live stream of Bybit. They just stopped going live actually pretty recently. And they handled the situation pretty well. If we go ahead and just take a look at their official page, I just want to show you what they were saying with their own words. I guess it wasn't posted on here. It would have just been on Ben's direct page. So let's go ahead and check that out. They handled it really well. They handled the whole situation very well. It was 4 hours ago that he posted this. It was $1.5 billion, and now we've seen the Bitcoin price drop. So we're gonna be covering a lot of this in this live stream. But as we are getting started, you guys know the drill, ladies and gents. It's been a while. It's been a good solid minute since we've last done a live stream. And if you guys are excited for this, if you guys are looking forward to it, like I am, then definitely smash up those likes as you are coming in. And we're gonna be breaking it down because this price action has been so strange. It's been so strange, ladies and gents, for so long. So we are definitely going to be breaking all of it down in this YouTube video. Just bear with here. I want to get a couple other stuff open for you guys. I don't know how many of you guys have used Grok, but Grok really is quite fantastic. It really is, and I'm all for it. I love it. I wanna use it with you guys a little bit today, and see what we're thinking as we go on. But yeah, as you are tuning in, do me a favor and smash those likes up. Let's get this nice and high as we kick this live stream off. We've seen a nice little bit of volatility over these last 2-3 days. But really, this price action has been characterized by some pretty extreme, fake outs. Basically, like we're just constantly never able to stick to a direction, and we'll be breaking that down as well. Obviously, all of this hinges, I should say, entirely on the S&P 500, and the S&P 500 has been dropping today, so. This might actually completely explain what is going on with Bitcoin. Ladies and gents, help me out to push this live stream a little bit further. It's been a while. Since we've done a stream. So any engagement does go a very, very long way. We got Bitcoin up here at 99. No, that's not what we're talking about, is it? Did Bitcoin actually hit 99? I don't believe it. Hang on, let me just check that. Because if it did... Oh, yeah. I wasn't even paying attention to that. I mean, it happened so quickly, but yeah. So this would have been the dip created by the hack. Suppose I'm not actually sure. I'll have to brush up on timeframes here. What's up to everybody in the chat? I've completely ignored the chat so far. My bad. My bad. Welcome to the live stream, ladies and gents. It's been a while. You could tell I'm a little bit rusty. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. We've got Mango Dad. What's up, Nick? What's up, Suhit? Alex. Sweet Feels. Vlad Lushkov. 82 is thanking me for the financial advice. Brilliant. Obviously not financial advice. There are a few probably 5 IQ potatoes hanging around somewhere. Yeah, brilliant. How are we feeling? Let me know how we're feeling in this live chat today. In one word, are you feeling bullish or are you feeling bearish? And I'll tell you guys what I think, but I don't want to influence what you say. So please write it in the chat. I'd be very, very curious. That would definitely be cool. One word, bullish or bearish. Yeah, and I've gone ahead and made a poll. So go ahead and vote on that poll for me as well. I want to see how that kind of develops as this live stream goes on. Obviously, we got to check out 𝐁𝐥𝐿𝐧 because that's going to show us a little bit of the behind-the-scenes data. I need a Cairo again. Happens when I go live. I don't know. Let's take a look at this, and we're on the 5-minute. I mean, I don't know how much I want to trust Bybit's open interest data right now, because I mean, I don't want to call it a black swan. It's definitely not as severe as a black swan event. At least for crypto, for Bybit itself, this is definitely a black swan. But open interest definitely dropping by a little bit here. So that's going to be something I'll watch out for. 1.4 billion was a big hack, but I mean, I don't know how many of you guys have kind of, not paid attention, but been involved in, finance at a more corporate level. Unfortunately, the reality of money in the world today is that regardless of if you consider yourself part of that corporate world, if you want to move sums of, it's not even large sums of money, but if you want to move sums of money that are, somewhat big, like not small, basically, you're going to start dealing with a lot of these financial regulations. And one of the things that these financial regulations are actually really good at is that they're good at preventing bad actors from liquidating their money. Now, that's not going to stop them from liquidating it if they're from North Korea or Russia or maybe even China, just countries that, are not really strangled by the grip of Western banking regulation. It's if the hackers were in those, and it's highly likely that the hackers were in one of those countries, by how hacks typically happen. If they're not in one of those countries, if they're more kind of Western, they won't be able to touch it. And even if they are in one of those countries, it's $1.5 billion. It's basically the equivalent of having a stolen vintage painting that's worth $1.5 billion. It's crypto, right? I mean, it's one of one. Because each token that was stolen is a unique token. That token was minted once. And it's uniquely identified. So it's essentially like owning a stolen vintage painting or stolen bullion like gold. But it's hard to move it. Oftentimes, obviously, if you wanted to do something like that, you might even not even get the market rate. If Ethereum's trading at 2,600 and they try to liquidate that shit, they might only get 1,500 per token. Which is still great, if you had zero, but I wanna sprinkle a little bit of realism into the conversation today, ladies and gents, because quite frankly, I'm quite surprised by how scared people are. We are talking about Bybit, and Bybit is, basically the second largest derivatives exchange. The second largest exchange altogether, including, of course, derivatives. And most importantly, they're even bigger than, platforms like Coinbase, which, Coinbase has been around for way longer. So we'll get to questions about the hair in a little bit, ladies and gents. Bear with me, but do me a favor and smash those likes up as you are coming in. We've got a lot of price analysis to be covering. I am so excited to be back on this with you guys. Honestly, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to dive deeper into this with you. But just sticking to topic right now, if we any thoughts on Bybit insurance on cases like this? Bybit did not mention anything about insurance from anything that they said today, so I don't know. Honestly, my guess is that they literally just fat fingered it. Obviously that there had to be some sort of oversight. Hacks can be very sophisticated, but I don't know, human error, we know what happens in incidents like this, and it is human error a lot of the time. I'm not saying that that's what's happened here. I don't know. They're going to tell us. They're very, very open. They're so transparent, ladies and gents. I've never seen something like this. I want to show you something really quick right here. This is _𝐁𝐥𝐽𝐬. This happened, depends what time, that you're looking at it. But this was essentially, a few hours ago now, like 4 or 5 hours ago, that we're seeing Bybit ETH multi-sig cold wallet just made a transfer to our warm wallet. So the way, just so that you guys understand this, these big exchanges are going to have a big wallet, which is a cold wallet. And what does cold mean? Cold basically means that it's not online. Yeah, cold means that it's stored offline. Transfer to our warm wallet. So this is online. Or like more in between. I don't really know exactly what warm means here, but hot certainly is online. It appears that this specific transaction was must. All the signers saw the must UI, which showed the correct address and the URLs from Safe, which is a provider for ETH transactions. However, the signing message was to change this, but basically, to translate this a little bit, my guess is the message that they signed changed how the smart contract that they were using worked. And for those of you who don't know how a smart contract works, it's like a function. You put something in and you get something out. Sometimes it's you just do it to verify that you own an address. Sometimes you do it to send money. Sometimes you do it to distribute a token. There's a lot of, it's a smart contract. You can code it to do whatever you want it to do. And my guess is that whatever message they were signing was changed, and it gave these hackers access to the wallet. But here's the crazy part. He drops the fucking transaction hash, ladies and gents. I mean, this is quite spectacular to me. The fact that Bybit exploit is linked up here 6 hours ago. It's quite beautiful that they are so quickly. Look at this. This is just insane. Let's just zoom in on this number right here. Let's just zoom in on this fucking number, ladies and gents. 401,000 Ethereum tokens. 401,000. Isn't it poetic that it's 401k? Just for a second, ladies and gents. Just for a second. Can we just agree that it's kind of interesting that it was 401k? Someone's saying so multi-sig isn't safe. Look, nothing is completely safe. But it's about precautions, and it's about being sensible, right? At one point, somebody asked Ben, do you separate your cold wallet holdings, right? So you don't hold all of your Ethereum tokens on just one cold wallet, for example. And the answer should have been yes, and I think that Ben understood that. But he hadn't done it up to this point, right? So it is what it is. Just bear with, ladies and gents. Just bear with for a second. I will come straight back. Yeah. So yeah, he he was using good processes, I guess you could call it. But things just go wrong, ladies and gents. Things just go wrong. But 401k right here, that's the hack. And this guy just comes out and posts it. Do you know what I'm saying? He just comes out and posts it. Bybit, hot wallet, warm wallet, all other cold wallets are fine. The only cold wallet that was hacked was ETH cold wallet. All withdrawals are normal. Now we're on UTC time frame. I'm sorry, we're on UTC time zone right now, and so he posted this tweet at 3:44, and the transfer was made at 2:16. So it took Ben 90 minutes to go from this transaction happened to realizing it, locking shit down, checking if anything else was affected. All of the other, it's because somebody else mentioned that, this almost seemed planned, right? I was kind of replying to some stuff, about kind of what was going on. And it's honestly, it's really, really interesting. Take a look at this right here. So, where is the tweet I replied to? Go to my replies. Somebody was saying that, Bybit's response was so good that it's almost like it was planned. And the funny thing is it kind of was planned, right? So look at this. So I post this tweet. The way Bybit and Ben handled this is exemplary. Ben announces incident 2 hours ago, updates us on full scale of incident, confirms funds are safe, goes live to give much more clarity. Ladies and gents, most players would not dare shine so much light on a security incident. Meanwhile, Bybit puts everything on display so that you don't have to trust them. You can verify it. He posted it. He posted it right here. If this was another platform, they would obscure this. They might not even mention it until hours later. Ben, he's got a fucking process in place, guys. They lock shit down, they check everything, and within that time frame, it's only 90 minutes to start writing tweets about it, gather evidence, post it, and then follow up with a live stream. And they've cleared a lot of the backlog on withdrawals. They've cleared. It's good. They're doing it right. Are they doing something special? Hell no. Let's be very, very clear. Bybit has not done something special today, especially not in my opinion. I like the way they've done this, and I think that they did the right things in the right order in the right amount of time. But this should be standard, okay? And the reason it should be standard, and honestly, the reason it is standard, because we've seen Binance respond to things in similar ways as well, quickly, properly, transparently, is because this is now an industry standard. Binance set this as an industry standard when they got hacked all those years ago, the funds at Safu situation. And so, Bybit obviously learned from Binance's mistakes, which is great, right? We talk about this a lot on this channel. I want you guys to do this with me as well. I don't want you to learn painful lessons in this market if you can avoid it, right? Like, I've learned a lot of painful lessons in this market. And I've lost a lot of money because of them. And so, if you can just learn from me, then isn't that better than you losing your own money, right? So, Bybit's done the same thing here with Binance. They've implemented great processes. And what you've really seen today is a statistical guarantee, right? An exchange is going to get hacked if you give it enough time. And we're in crypto. And you're seeing just, the lockdown response to it. And so I think it's pretty good. So, completely unironically, to be honest, if you guys are looking for a platform that, I would deem to be pretty damn, industry leading by a lot of different metrics, it's still Bybit, ladies and gents. They've done so well. Like I said, statistical guarantee. They're all going to get hacked at some point if they get big enough. There are no exceptions. Google it. Google any exchange plus the word hack, and it's damn near universal, ladies and gents. You're not going to get away from it. So it's really not a question of does this exchange get hacked. Let's be very, very clear. It's not a question of does this exchange get hacked. It's a question of if this exchange does get hacked, how bad is it? How tightly can it get controlled? How quickly can they get it under control? And is there going to be a contagion effect where one goes down and everybody else goes bust? I think those are kind of the big questions that we need to be asking and answering in this situation. Smash up the likes, ladies and gents, so far if you are appreciating this live stream right here. Really, really important stuff that we're talking about. But like I said, if this kind of thing, to me, this is a massive, massive success. It's a good test. And really that's all I see it as. So if you're interested, go ahead and check them out. Blowfin's obviously a great alternative as well. You guys know about Blowfin. They actually, it's very, very interesting. Let me go back to the previous, where was I? this video. Blowfin actually they were offering help to Bybit for like chain analysis and stuff like that to like catch the perpetrators. So that's really, really cool. So check them out. You get great bonuses when you do start trading on these platforms. This is not something that was that isn't anything worrying, I think, given what has been going on in the market. I think that the response is the same as Binance, and quite frankly, in terms of the actions that they're taking, and quite frankly, it would be the same response of Coinbase, OKX. I don't know about some of the others. Crypto.com, I'm sure, I hope, would have some of Bitfinex, right? I mean, Bitfinex should have learned a lot of lessons by now. Kraken, these are exchanges I can really speak to that, that should have very, very good processes where these things don't cause issues, or where these things can get contained. And so I want to be very clear that while I'm happy with the way Bybit handled it, I don't think that they should deserve credit above the fact that this should be normal but with everybody. And it kind of already is. So that's a really, really important thing to keep in mind as we approach the price. Because with the price in mind, we are seeing quite a spectacular dip, and it's clearly coming after the Bybit hack, but not immediately after. Not immediately after. Again, same UTC time zone. This hack takes place basically right here on the 5-minute time frame. It takes place on this candle. This is 2:15, and from here, the price basically just kind of dips down slowly, has a nice reaction rally. It's very organic price action. To me, it looks like the market doesn't even know that Bybit got hacked, and it certainly seems like the market hasn't digested any scary ideas as a result of the hack. Really, the worst thing would be a dependency, right? If Bybit goes insolvent, then another company is going to go insolvent, and then crypto crashes. But and to be honest, I don't know the behind the scenes of the industry well enough to tell you that that's not going to happen. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if those dependencies still exist. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot of money in this space, right? The crypto industry is, and if there's one thing that happens in any industry that has a lot of money, it is that, we get to clean stuff up, right? Like when a big mistake is made, there is enough money involved to say we're not going to let this happen again, and to implement better processes. And now I think what's actually really interesting is, those of about me and just where crypto is, Dubai is the place that, kind of everything's going on, right? Bybit has relocated their headquarters there. Binance has relocated their headquarters there. This is very much a trend, but also I don't know if you could, it's like a logical permanent solution as well, because the UAE is just agile. It's an agile government. They move quickly, they change things quickly, they allow innovators to get in and do what they want to do quickly. The city is itself a city purely priding itself on innovation and new shit. So I think it says a lot that Bybit is able to take essentially, I'm guessing close to a $1.1 billion, something like that, bridge loan from Binance, which basically means a very quick, probably expensive loan, to kind of allow these Ethereum, withdrawals. Because the next big question that it poses is they lost 1.5 billion in Ethereum. Are they going to buy it back? And we'll get to that in a second. But just on this topic here, when a big industry gets rocked, you would expect changes to be made. Now, did this happen with, the 2008 financial crisis? I don't know. You guys tell me in the comment section, because I know a lot of the viewers today are going to be a little bit older than me. So maybe you were watching what happened in 2008 and the response to it. Obviously, I was probably about 6 years old when that financial crash happened, so I wasn't really paying attention very much. And yes, you're right, they did say that they won't buy back. We'll get to that in just a second, but thanks for smashing up those likes, by the way, ladies and gents. Let's push this thing over 100 if you are enjoying this stream so far. I really appreciate it. And by the way, let me know where you're viewing from today. Where in the world are we? Let me know. You guys know that I love going on these geography trips with you, always traveling, always on the move, but most importantly, always enjoying seeing just all the different corners of the globe that you guys are in. Definitely let me know. We got Nick in London. What's up? 2008 sucked. But did they fix the systematic problems? I think the answer is no, from my understanding. So clearly, legacy finance might have some way to go. But crypto is new money. Crypto is the new world of money. And I think we're all. I feel like a lot of us these days, I don't know, you guys let me know what you think. I actually genuinely want to know in the live chat. I feel like a lot of us are actually on the same page with, the same information. There are classes of people that have absolutely no fucking good information, and everything is just manipulated and false and, taken out of context. But actually, I think there's never been a larger group of people that are actually quite well informed. And so that allows me to talk to all of you guys with actually, a lot of accuracy. I don't really have to filter anything or leave anything out because I know that you'll get it, because I know that you'll understand what I'm saying. And it wasn't really like that, for a long time before. So very, very, honestly, very, very impressive. But what this means is we understand that the crypto industry is also more agile, and it's just a lot better at dealing with issues than legacy finance, right? Because legacy finance, if they fuck up, government bails them out. But in crypto, if you fuck up, you're SPF and you might go to jail. So and it's really not the same case, in legacy banking. So these I believe that the industry would be focusing on it. I don't know what the group chat with CZ and Ben Zhao and the other big motherfuckers in crypto is looking like right now. I don't know what that group chat is looking like right now, but I guarantee it, after FTX happened, they did implement a lot to reduce the domino of dependency that everybody had with each other. So yeah, I think that's all really, really important to be keeping in mind here. Let's bring it back to the chart here, though. Again, all to just keep in mind that these events, including the one that we've seen today, don't really seem to have an impact on the market. The market was already turning down, and quite frankly, Bybit hack or not, Bitcoin basically hit a liquidity pocket. Actually, the liquidity pocket was slightly higher than this. It topped out, and now it dropped down. So to be, and I've had this box drawn, basically knowing that this was a liquidity pocket for Bitcoin, right? So it's not like this is, something that you can only see in hindsight. It was actually quite obvious. It's been, we're gonna dive into this shortly in this live stream because this has been a characteristic of this market over the last couple of weeks, and it definitely deserves to be spoken about a little bit. So let's just see where you guys are from in the live chat. We're just 2 away from 100 likes. You're absolute legends. We got Czech Republic in the live chat. Shout out to Lucas. We got Iceland, Netherlands, Portugal, Norway, Switzerland, South Africa, Liverpool. From Liverpool, Sean Donnelly? I thought you're from America. I don't know. Maybe I got it wrong. Sandbacks UK, India, pure market manipulation, pure market makers manipulation right now. Certainly could be. It certainly could be. Do you know what? Actually, no. It 100% is. You're right. And we can kind of see it. I want to look at open interest. I'm just doing a bit of analysis live with you guys, being honest. I haven't actually looked at this very much since the the dump basically happened as I went live, so I didn't have a chance to see anything. But let's go ahead and let's look at maybe aggregated and turn this off. Londoner living in Egypt. Where in Egypt are you, bro? Oakland, California. Sorry about that, Eric. Sorry about that. Hampshire. Oh man, I miss the UK. The parts of the UK that are not London, I should say. The vibes. The vibes are. I mean, whenever people tell me they're going to England, whenever people tell me they're going to the UK, I'm from London. I'm from London. But whenever people tell me that they're going to London, I tell them, all right. And then they ask me what to do. I'm like, okay, here's what you do. Number 1, rent a car. Number 2, drive out of London and go see other cool places like Oxford and, you know, just anything else. Anything else. London is not even London anymore. There's nothing London about it. It's a pure welfare city. It's a fucking failure. And actually, you know, England is quite beautiful. England is quite beautiful. So go see Oxford. Go see Blenheim Palace. That's where big man. What's his name? 1 sec. Let me just get these indicators on. That's where big man Winston Churchill came from, where he grew up. But yeah, let's go ahead and can I put this in? No, that's not gonna work. Just got to zoom in a little bit so I can show you guys this chart better. My camera's covering it now. Okay, hopefully you should see that fine. And what's going on with open interest? Okay, so actually, Bybit's open interest chart looks the same. And on that note, I might just go on the Bybit one, but let's just stick to this for a minute. We've seen price dropping pretty aggressively. From this point, we see CVD dropping, so we're seeing shorts mounting. And now open interest rising with longs, so we're actually seeing longs coming in since. Yeah, we really start seeing a shift of more longs starting to come in from kind of here. Yeah, so this is shorts closing and longs opening after this blue line. So people are starting to go long here. Now that makes sense because this is basically the support level for Bitcoin between 100K up here and 90K down here. It's kind of the main one de facto. And if we zoom in a little bit more, haven't I got a Scottish accent? I don't think so, but I think people tell me I've got a weird accent, man. Like Americans tell me I sound British, which is fine, good, but Londoners think I sound American, which is offensive. I've gotten Scottish, Australian, yeah. Sammy, you're the man. Love your streams. Come visit Bournemouth if you're ever down this way. Yeah, of course, man. Been to Bournemouth a couple of times. I will definitely end up there at some point again. Agree, Sammy. I'm an Italian living in London. Every year is getting worse and worse. Do you know what, man? The Italians living in London seem most upset about it. It's something I've noticed. I don't know what it is. I think it's the fact that you guys have pride, you know? And maybe you guys have seen your country go to shit as well, and it's just... And it must be especially painful for an Italian because you guys just, you know, I mean, we know what's going on. We know what's going on in your tourist center. I've been to Milan. I've seen Milan. It's fucked. It's fucked. Milan is fucked. And that's Milan. It's disgusting. It's disgusting what they've done. It's disgusting. Europe's gone. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. And there's this just collective hallucination that we can say nothing. We don't need to say nothing about it, ladies and gents. Got any new trades on, Sammy? Well, let's talk about that. But first, we've got to talk about this VPVR. So this is where the volume spike ends. We're basically on a needle edge right now. And if this does end up dumping, we are going to be seeing this probably intensify. To be honest, we can't really go deeper into this without understanding what this volatility was. And the issue is I don't have any clean charts anymore. Like, all of my charts have good drawings on them. I guess we'll use the Bybit chart. And what I want to show you is this price range here. So before this shit happened, let me show you what it looked like, right? Because before this shit happened, and we throw the VPVR on this, we can see that the point of control is about 97, and the big spike kind of ends at about 96.3. So I'm going to go ahead and put a line down here, and we can start to see if the price really interacts with this level. So yes, we get nice support bounces. We get rejections, support, rejection, support. It qualifies. This is a good level to draw a line like this at. Now I'm actually going to draw it as a box because it's a little bit blurrier than that. So it's going to be looking like this for me. I sound Cajun. I don't know what Cajun means. But thank you all for smashing up those likes, by the way, pushing us above 100. If you are enjoying the stream so far, do me a favor and smash them up if you have gotten any value out of this so far. It does go very, very far for me. I do appreciate that. But if we do bring it back here, it actually looks like we've established another range, doesn't it? This looks like another separate kind of range. I mean, it is 92K, so that's where we had our other box drawn. It's weird. It's like I said, this entire area has become quite blurry, to be honest. You can really start kind of dropping lines everywhere, and that does make it a little bit more challenging to take trades. But it's not a huge problem. The reason it's challenging is if we look at the comparison, which is basically 70K, the previous all-time high that Bitcoin set back here. Where was it? Over here. There was no price history between 70 and 90. We've been over this many times, and so that that means that if we do end up dropping down, there's probably going to be a pretty quick drop, and it's probably going to be a pretty large drop. And so if you're taking a position, that's what you want, right? Like, you want a lot of volatility, but you want it to happen quickly because you just want to get out, right? Like, when you're in the market, your capital is at risk, and so naturally you will want to reduce that risk as much as possible, and the best way to reduce the risk is to not be in a position. So at least for me, and I think many other legitimate traders, reducing risk is actually very important. So one of the best ways that you can reduce your risk is if you know that you're probably trading in a range where the price will move quickly, because that means your hours of trading can be shorter. So this is what I would consider an easier range to trade, right? Another equivalent would be basically kind of 100K up to like 108. This is a pretty nice pocket as well. You can see how quickly the the price travels, and this is really the best indicator of it, by the way. If you kind of want to, and I don't know, I can't tell you what you should or shouldn't do, but I think it's a good idea for anybody to kind of practice this, is identify where these, we call them liquidity pockets, right? That's what it is, right? There's a liquidity pocket here. Is to identify these liquidity pockets, and the best way to see them is just, you recognize when the price moves in this range, and we need to zoom out a little bit more, to really get a nice fair assessment of this. In fact, we can even go into the daily. The daily is very, very appropriate for this, actually. And we can see, we're getting, quite a confident move up followed by quite a confident move back down. We are getting a couple of fake outs, so this is kind of the primary issue. But look here, so, again, we're getting basically all the way up here and then coming back down in the same day, and then getting all the way back up and then back down and then getting nearly to the top again, right? So my point is that this kind of like fake out above this red line is less common than, a more kind of major price move. And that just makes things easy to trade. That's ultimately the point I'm making. It just makes things easy to trade. But if we bring it back to what we were originally focusing on, which is this yellow box, we can see that there's a lot of kind of reversals that take place around here. And the reason that that's interesting is if we kind of look at how the price interacts with it, you would expect it to be support. And that's what happens. So we get validated, right? The market proves to us, yes, this is support. But the next time next time we do get another bounce. But here we start doing weird stuff, right? On this occasion here, what happens is we sweep our high, which looks like, we bounced off support twice, 3 times. We're breaking out. We don't manage to keep it. We come back down and we sweep this low. We sweep this low. We sweep this low. We set a brand new low. And then we start, look at this. We come back up a little bit. Drop down, we sweep that low, so we're sweeping more lows, so it looks like we're going to kind of travel down to 90, but then we come back up and we sweep this high, which looks like we're breaking out up, and then we come back down and we sweep this low. Take a look at this. There's that low swept, right? So this low gets swept. Now we're going to sweep this high. Watch this. All right, moving, bam. We sweep that high, we come back down. So really all that's been happening is the market sets a high and sweeps it. It sets a low and sweeps it. Are we going to sweep this low here? Take a look. Yep, there we go. We sweep this low right here. That's the most recent market crash that we just dealt with. And bam, look at that. We see Bitcoin then sweeping the high again, right? And actually, it goes quite far this time. It sweeps every high since basically the 7th of February, which granted was only 2 weeks ago, but it's 2 weeks of just, you know, quite extreme, you know, honestly, this is what market manipulation looks like, right? This is through and through 100% what market manipulation means. So the reason this is important is it basically starts to invalidate our tools for analysis, right? Like if you there's really no way to expect that the market is gonna do this other than if you're looking for swing failure patterns. And to be honest, that's been the meta for a while, right? Like we've known that the key strategy in these markets is swing failure patterns for quite some time. And this YouTube channel has been discussing it a lot. You know, those of you that are subscribed are going to be quite acutely aware of this. This YouTube channel has been discussing the idea of swing failure patterns a lot, right? When I tell you that Bitcoin might come down below, 90K, grab a bit of liquidity down here at like 86 and then come back up, when I tell you that this deviation is possible, another word for this is swing failure pattern, okay? When we look at the high, you know, the top of the range for Bitcoin, which really, I think quite comfortably we can argue is 100K, here we have a swing failure pattern. Here we have a swing failure pattern, okay? And this is very, very common behavior for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin previously established a really, really nice floor over here, but obviously it didn't work, right? So, and again, we can replay the chart, but just imagine you can't see all of this shit. Really, really very, very reliable support, swing failure pattern back up. Very, very reliable support, swing failure pattern back up, swing failure pattern, swing failure pattern. You know, as much as they can get away with it, this is how they make money. It's easy money. You keep the price in the same range, but you get to swing the liquidity in both directions. And what's really important about all of this, I think more than everything I've said so far, is the shit that happened over here. Those of you who have been in this space for just over a year are going to remember, and let me know if you remember this very well. I don't know how, let me know, honestly, I want to know how many of you guys remember this very well. The hype, the build up, just all of the stuff that happened. But this was the ETF launch, right? The big ETFs for Bitcoin earlier in 2024, it was, I think. Yeah, it was 2024. And what I was telling you guys is, you're not going to get rich when these guys get in, because that's not how the world works, right? When the big players get in, and obviously I'm right now, but it's over a year later, and it's a little bit more quiet. And I'm right in a very interesting way, because what I told you is that these guys are going to get in, but they're not going to make you rich. That was correct. But what I also told you is that they're not going to send the price flying, and that's not what happened. The price did end up going up quite well. Basically from the point that the ETF was approved to the all-time high, it's been a 2.5 times gain, which is very impressive in 1 year, and down to the current price, it's still a 2.2 times gain. So again, very, very impressive. But the price went up in a way where nobody made money, right? I mean, nobody was holding Bitcoin during this rally up. A lot of people would have diversified into altcoins during points in the market like this, and then they got fucked because they didn't listen to me, and Bitcoin's dominance went up. So, it's really quite a difficult position, actually, I think, for most traders, most retail holders in this market. And we've been warning about this for years, right? I mean, this did not take me by surprise. This did not take many of you guys by surprise. And it's because we're just following, I don't know, to me this is obvious. To me, we're just following basic logic, right? I mean, if Bitcoin's dominance is going up, and if it's showing no signs of stopping, other than the fact that everybody and their grandmother tells you it's going to stop, then to me, it's still going to keep on going up, because most people lose money, right? Most people are wrong, right? So if you're hearing an opinion that's kind of universal, I'm not saying that by default it means it's wrong, but certainly by default it doesn't make it right. It's by default it makes me question it. That's kind of what happens. I want to be very clear, ladies and gents. A lot of stupid people think that you need to go full balls to the wall contrarian. But at that point, you're just as stupid as the people you're trying to be a contrarian from. You're playing in the world of money now, and there's nuance here, and you need a good understanding of what you're doing. This is why, a lot of people come to me and they're like, Sammy, I want signals, or tell me when to buy. And I'm like, bro, fuck off. Not here, bro. Not from me. You're not gonna, that's not how this works. That's not how this works. You don't get to make money in finance without understanding what you're doing. You might hit it big, right, and get something really, really good, but you're not going to be able to maintain it, and you're not going to be able to keep it, because quite frankly, if you're stupid enough to gamble your way to $1 million, you will definitely also be stupid enough to lose it. So, and this is essentially the boomerang effect, the karma effect, of what goes around comes back around. It's why, for example, I think it's a big reason that a lot of people believe in karma, right? They're like, that person got his karma. It's like, well, I get you. You're right. He did get his karma, but more than that, he's just a dickhead. And if you're a dickhead enough times to enough people, eventually it's going to smack you back in the face. So is that karma, or is that just, cause and effect? Is it FAFO? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it might be more of that. But it works the same way in finance with people making decisions with their money. So really, really important stuff. But again, let's bring it back to the chart here, and just understand that this is where a lot of that ETF action came in. And the result, was that they tamed the market, and they made the market essentially behave really well for them in very controlled, slow continuation patterns, consolidation patterns. This beautiful, descending parallel channel here, more or less, coming right up into another kind of sideways range. Now, I have to say that this looks quite horrible, this chart. I mean, this chart, really is, especially if it kind of dumped over here, it really would have been quite a horrible M pattern, on a large time frame. And it's still not looking good right now to me, as well, just from that particular perspective. However, we do still have, quite phenomenal support down here at 91 to 90K, which has never failed, right? So, pardon me. So, if we're expecting, the price to kind of come down here, I think it's entirely possible that we do actually produce a bounce off this level. Also a deviation, equally possible. I don't know which one I would kind of bank on. It's not necessarily a trade I would make, but, both are really, really good. Honestly, probably the smarter thing to do would be, you aim for that SFP, simply because it hasn't happened yet. And it's out of character, for Bitcoin to not pull one of them off. So, I can kind of conservatively set a target at, conservative target would actually be more like 95. And then I don't know what my stop loss would be. This would be hard because there's like absolutely nothing in this range for me to base a stop loss off. But I mean, we can just kind of judge what a typical SFP pattern looks like. And this was kind of 7% down. So 7%. I mean, I'm like, nearly protected. It's not really ideal. You want it. It's not a good, like, this is why trading is dangerous. It's not a good setup, but we don't really need to worry about that. There are other ways to mitigate risk and make a trade like this better. But the point is, I definitely think that we're going to see a shift in supply and demand as Bitcoin gets down to 90K, if it happens. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen, but if it does, I think we could be seeing a shift there. I think that the better trade is obviously still, Bitcoin goes up and, you back test and buy the support. That's obviously going to be the best trade in this market. And, that could still be weeks or months away. So I don't know, if that's even going to happen. Obviously, I can't see the future. But, I think that that's worth considering and keeping in mind. Is this the next FTX? Obviously not. And we've been talking about this, throughout this YouTube video, but, they've done so well. And I was showing you this tweet just highlighting, how, they gave so much clarity on the hack incident. They put everything on display so that you can verify what they say. Ben, the CEO, recognizes that his clients will appreciate that proactivity. And this proactive approach to transparent communication is why they became the best in the game, and it's why they'll stay in that spot. This person replies saying it almost looks like it was planned, and the response is exactly this. It's that yes, it was planned, but not in the way that you're thinking. It's simply that they had security processes in place. They rehearsed them regularly and they executed it brilliantly, so that while the attack was not planned, the response certainly was. The lessons were learned from FTX. You can choose, and the big problem with scaring yourself with situations like this in the market right now, if that's what you're doing, is you're very delicate to what happened in the space, right? I mean, crypto is a kind of crazy game, and a lot of dangerous shit happens, and you need calluses in your mind. You need those psychological calluses to where these points of friction don't scare you. I also wondered if it was an insider job, but I mean, if it was, would they be so public about the aftermath? I don't think so. It's just very counterintuitive, and insider job is a bit, like, why would there be an insider job? I've met every single member of the team, at Bybit, or I think most of them, at least in Singapore. I've sat with Ben Zhao, privately, publicly, multiple times. I don't know, maybe they've hid something from me, but I don't know. I've seen them and the way they work, and their power structure is pretty solid, right? Like there's not a lot of people that have a lot of power in that company. And so I don't see it. I don't see theft happening like that. Or even some sort of embezzlement. I could say, I mean, all these ideas, they're going to cross your mind, right? We're in crypto. Did these things happen? But why would they? What does Bybit have to gain by playing like that? They're about to become number one in the space. I mean, they're a very, very strong player, and they're going hard in 2025. I don't know. Is it an insider job? Fuck, who knows? It could be, but I wouldn't. But I think it's just much more likely that every exchange gets their turn. That's what I think it is. I think every exchange eventually gets their turn, to get hacked, and it was Bybit's turn today. I know it sucks. But what do you want? You want me to lie? It is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, we got 1776 Redbeard. Shout out to the American Patriot. It's the 250th anniversary of America next year, isn't it? It's 2026, the 250th anniversary. Imagine if that happened under Biden. Imagine. So that's going to be interesting. I wonder what's going to happen. 250. I mean, that's kind of a big deal. It's a quarter of a 1,000 years. So, that's quite a big deal. I wonder what they're going to do. There's probably going to be some really cool air shows and stuff like that. It would be good to see that in person, actually. Be there on July 4. It must be awkward. I've never been in America on July 4, but I have a British friend that has, and I was like, so how is it? How do they treat you, right? And he loved it. For him it's just barbecues, and I don't know, like, what do you do on 4th of July? Some fireworks and barbecues, right? And he loved it. He obviously, good friend of mine, very, very good friend of mine. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is a near bottom, like, FTX bear market, and here we go back up. I agree, right? And I think that essentially what I really, really feel like about this market is that this market has been in a bear market. I fully believe, after everything I've seen in this market, the sentiment of people in this market, Bitcoin has been in a bear market for the last year. And inside of that bear market, Bitcoin has pulled a 2.5 times return. That's what's actually happened here. Inside of that bear market, Bitcoin has set all-time highs. That's what's happening here. Contest me on that. Let's open it up. Let's open it up and see if we can debate that. But it looks to me like this market has been suffering. People have not been making money. Any opportunities to make money have been highly isolated opportunities that lasted only a day or two max, maximum 3 or 4 days. Exceptions apply to this, but there are very few exceptions. Nobody has been positioned properly, in this market. Nobody has the right level of exposure they want to Bitcoin in this market as well. And I think that that's where this market is. And let me make something very, very clear to you, ladies and gents. This is actually kind of depressing. I don't know if I'll say it yet. I'm gonna tease you a little bit. I'm gonna tell you guys, as you smash those likes up, let's get this to 250 likes. I know we can do it. And I want to tell you something really, really big, which is kind of a reality check on your ceiling, on how much money you'll ever make in crypto. And it's rooted in fact. Exceptions will always apply, but I don't know if I'm an exception. I don't know if, like, how many people are actually going to be an exception to this. It's real data. You can do it yourself, and it's very easy to calculate. So smash up those likes if that sounds like something you'd be kind of interested in. I think it's important to know what your ceilings are at as a trader, as an investor, as somebody in working on their money, because that can help you kind of understand where you're going and how you can change your path if you want to be one of the exceptions. So that's really, really interesting. 250 likes. Let's smash them up, and I'll definitely get into that. But yeah, like I said, probably the best opportunity for trades is going to be above this $100,000 price level. Ethereum against Bitcoin has, seen like 2 business seconds of glory after the Javier Milei rug pull, and then it's just kind of dropped back down to irrelevance, right back to where it was a few days ago, almost like nothing happened. It's really what we're seeing is if we break down the psychology of this market, which is what you and I are here to do. Thanks for smashing up those likes and subscribing, by the way. If you do appreciate that kind of thing, what we're really here to discuss is the true market dynamics taking place here and how people are truly feeling, because that's going to influence what might happen next. And I think what's really, really potent in this market right now is that everybody wants to build a narrative of what's going to move and why it's going to move, and they want to build that narrative starting from 0 to 100, within the space of a day or two. And that's about as long as the price moves, and then the price starts reversing and it erases everything, and it's like nothing ever happened. And that's been constantly happening throughout this price range for the last 3-4 months since Bitcoin entered this $90,000 to $100,000 price range. That's basically what's been happening, where it's been narrative after narrative after narrative falling flat on its face. And that's how that's how you wear people out. That's how you grind people down, and that's how people lose money, right? Because you got to keep in mind, not only are people hyping these ideas up, but they're also putting money inside of them. And when you put money inside of these ideas and then they fail, you have less capital to do it next time. So, it's a bad situation from a few different angles. And it results in people feeling depressed. That's why I'm telling you guys that I feel like we've been in a bear market where the price pulled a 2.5x. That's why, I felt so confident and comfortable as to say that, in this situation in the market here. So, with all of that in mind, this is not a chart to me, Bitcoin, I'm saying, or crypto in general. This is not a chart to me that needs to die or basically get absolutely screwed. I don't if we had different polar opposite even market circumstances or something like that, I'd be like, yeah, it makes sense. But this market has basically done the same thing since it set the bottom every single time. And look, I don't like it as much as you don't like it, but maybe even more, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I at least appreciate that I can read it very easily, and I don't think people are really having that conversation, right? Like, if you're, and it's not even, I'm not even trying to give you like a platitude about, being grateful and having gratitude. That's not what this is. What I'm saying though is, if you've got a situation in the market that you can't read, that's a lot worse than, okay, it's boring, but it makes a lot of sense. But 7 months of completely sideways here. A month of completely sideways here. Was it a month or more? It was more than that, wasn't it? Like 60 days or something. Yeah, 70, 60 days. 2 months of sideways there. Another 7 months of kind of consolidation here. And now we're up to about, 3-4 months over here. So, we're just doing the same thing over and over. And I think sentiment's gotten worse every single time we've taken a leg up. Honestly, I think it's gotten worse. And, at this point, it's also like, who's left to sell? Like, what bags does retail have left to sell? Honestly, let's ask these questions, because these are the questions that really matter, right? These are the questions, and as we smash up those likes, ladies and gents, I'm going to give you that really, really interesting take. So definitely do that if you are excited, and if you think this is important too. I think this is huge. We need to start asking questions about, okay, let's say that you want to be a contrarian or whatever. It's not about being contrarian. That's not the right word. But let's say you want to say that Bitcoin's going to drop. Okay, Bitcoin's going to drop from 95 to 70, from 70 to 60 or 50 or 20 or whatever you want. Who's selling it? Who's selling it? Is it the institutional players that have only been buying in the last year? Yeah? Are they just gonna slowly accumulate it, make a little measly 2x, 2.5x, yeah? Because they didn't even sell the top, let's bear in mind. This could be a distribution. I don't know, this could be a distribution range. Obviously, we'll only find out truly when we leave it. But to me, it makes a lot more sense, actually, that, these institutional players are going to hold on to their holdings for a little bit. They're going to hold on to what they have for a little bit, and they're going to run it up a little bit, right? I mean, how does it make sense? And who are they going to sell to, by the way? Who are they going to sell to? Can we answer that question? Who do you sell to if you have that many Bitcoins and retail is so fucked? And you know what I mean? I don't think so. I think what we're going to see is a retail-driven rally. It's never been an institutional-driven rally, for fuck's sakes. It's never been an institutional-driven rally. Where's the rally? Look, we're just going sideways. This is how they accumulate. They don't send the price going up. They don't, I don't know who's been peddling these bullshit fucking theories, but we've known this for the longest time on this YouTube channel. I mean, in what world do you, the normal guy with a nice 9-to-5, you're an honest guy, you got like 10K in Bitcoin, in what world does BlackRock make you rich? Come on, let's get real. It ain't working like that. If institutions are getting in, they're not going to send your bags pumping. Yeah, you're taking too many rips of that hopium bong, if that's what you think. It's not how the world works. How the world works is they're gonna create an environment where you can't resist clicking buy, and you're gonna click buy at the top, and the person who sells you that coin at the top will be that institutional trader. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked. And I don't know why you would think it's different with crypto. You've got to be massively deluded, because crypto is the easiest asset class ever in the whole world to manipulate. The easiest. It's the easiest asset class in the whole world ever in history to manipulate. And we know this because we can see what's going on the Solana meme chain. Meme chain. It is a meme chain, isn't it? On the blockchain, on the Solana chain, we can see what's going on. I don't know, ladies and gents. I'm just trying to drop some truth bombs here. I don't know if it's landing. I don't know how many people it's landing with, but I know that I haven't said anything that isn't a cold, hard fact. And did I have a fight with the hairdryer? Oh my god. You guys don't like the hair. You guys, who likes the hair? I know that I got a lot more silent supporters. Who likes the hair? Let me know in the live chat. And what we got in our poll? We got 63% bullish and 37% bearish. I am bullish, as you can tell from this live stream. I'm very, 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 very bullish. I can't bloody contain it. I think that our worst case scenario is a liquidity grab down here or 70k, but I really don't think we're getting down to 70k. I think this is plausible. I think it's very plausible. But 70, if it happens, I wouldn't really expect much lower than that. If we do look, the lower we go, the better. The healthier it's going to be, the bigger we're going to move up, right? That is something I can tell you with a lot of confidence. I think one of the big reasons that, we've had underwhelming rallies is because we haven't really been pulling back. But I think that gets a lot better if we do start to pull back. So it would be healthy. I just don't think it's going to happen. And most importantly, I don't think we need to, right? In order to achieve true bear market vibes. It's almost like the market is more sad now than it was down at 15k. It's right. I mean, kind of. What do you guys think? What does it feel like? Does it feel worse? Do other people feel? I'm not just asking about you. Look around you, and how do you feel about all of that? Fartcoin was my best trade. That's brilliant. Sweet Feels loves the hair. You legends. Crypto Fart says I'm rocking it. What happened to my hair? I mean, it's just growing, isn't it? Not much else I can say. I just decided that I don't know, shit. I just want to see what it looks like. What's wrong with that? You can cut it, but you can't really grow it as quickly, right? So we still have a lot of big players on the sidelines like U.S. banks. Yeah, I mean, banks aren't even integrated with this shit yet. I mean, I just think it's so silly. I don't know how you can be bearish in this market right now. And the amount of people I know that are bearish over here, oh man, I'm not long enough. I don't have enough crypto. None of you have enough crypto. You don't get it. I don't know how many of you guys get it. I honestly don't. I mean, if you're bearish in this market, you just don't get it. It's only an opinion. I'm an idiot. I mean, here, let me flash my disclaimer on screen real quick. But who am I? I'm a 23-year-old high school dropout. I didn't even finish high school. Didn't even make it into university. Most of you people probably, have a much, much, much higher, quality of education than me. So don't listen to me, but god damn, you gotta be, on a different planet if you're seeing, I don't know what you're seeing that tells you that this market's bearish if you're feeling that way. And I know that many people are feeling that way, and I'm just, like I said, I don't feel exposed enough to crypto. And I think that's, it's one of the clearer times that I've felt that. Could I be wrong? Yes. Have I been wrong before? Yes. And in fact, I was wrong at this market top. So, although I was right at this market bottom, so I don't know if, maybe that counts, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Many people are in alts and feel suicidal. It's fucked. It's so fucked. I mean, suicidal's crazy. I don't know what to say about that. Yeah, risk management. What else can I say? I mean, it's hard, man. It's really hard. I think most people who, alt traders, man, nah, they should have probably stuck to a job, a lot of them. It doesn't, because a lot of people, they come in crypto and they treat it like it's a lottery ticket and they're reckless, and and you don't find channels like mine when you're new to crypto, because this is not like the big sexy headline that you're looking for, like how you're going to turn 1,000 into 1 million overnight. I mean, it's possible. You can do it systematically, and we've spoken about that a lot on this YouTube channel, but you can't just pull it out of a hat in your first week of trading. And a lot of people come in with that attitude, and they rightfully, it's not rightfully, but they understandably, obviously, get screwed for it. So what can I say? I mean, FAFO again. You fuck around, you're gonna find out that's really it. But suicidal is no good. I mean, you can't put too much money in these markets. What else can I say? Hey Sammy, what's up Rupin, how are you? Things were looking great just before the news. Just wanted to ask, would these guys even be able to see this Ethereum? Would the exchanges be on the watch for the addresses? Yeah, so we were talking about this at the beginning of the live stream, and any of you that are just kind of tuning in, definitely rewind. We've been live for a good little bit now, just over an hour, and it's been an hour of really, really good, quite deeply developed thoughts. I actually want to do a little bit of Grok with you guys as well in a little bit. I don't know how many of you guys have used Grok, but it is just, oh man, it's so good. It's so good. So we're going to be using a little bit of Grok today to kind of look at what happened with Bybit as well, because I'm just curious, and some of the other stuff. If we have time, I actually can't guarantee that. But to answer your question, yes, 100%. I mean, we're talking about $1.5 billion in Ethereum. I mean, you can't really move that kind of money without, I mean, obviously not. I mean, it gets very, very hard to move money as you get to, such large volumes. And by move, I mean, yeah, literally move it from A to B, from platform to platform, from bank to bank, but also just to sell it, right? I mean, it's like I said at the beginning, this $1.5 billion in Ethereum tokens is now effectively the equivalent of a stolen painting. And so with no, it's not shit. I just have a headband. That's all it is. Like, you can see there's hair. It just comes in my face. So yeah. Anyway, I'm more of a hoodie guy. It just kind of rides down a little bit, but. You know me, I've always been a hoodie guy. I come from London, what can I say? But yeah, no, it's blacklisted. I mean, you can't, right? If they wanna, kind of prevent you from moving your money, it's not actually that hard. And again, I mean, it just says Bybit. This is the actual transaction, right? And you know, 401,000 Ethereum. And it's, you know, they've labeled the wallet Bybit exploiter. I mean, you know, every single. Oh wow, it's still moving, huh? What are they doing? What are they doing? 0 ETH. What is this transaction? Moving USDC. Ah. 10,000 Ethereum, 10,000 Ethereum. Wow. Just moving. Look at this. It's just fucking sitting there. So each of these I mean, look, I just traced it in front of you. Transactions involving tokens marked as suspicious. This is what I was telling you guys. Each token is unique. It can be uniquely identified. And so when you can track every token getting stolen, you can also track where those tokens end up. Look, transactions involving token marked as suspicious, unsafe, spam, or brand infringement are currently hidden. Oh, that's not what we're talking about here. My bad. But it's the same thing. It's the same point anyway. And you know, who's going to accept this? It's 10,000. You know, we got to keep in mind, what is the value of 10,000 Ethereum tokens? I'm so bad at math. Let me just Siri that real quick. 10,000 times 2,600. Let's see what this number is. That's $26 million. I mean, you know, you just can't sell $26 million that easily. And it's, you know, so you got to, you know, it's going to get a little bit more specialized, right? Like, who's going to buy it from you? And everybody knows about this Bybit. Who's going to take it? Who has that much money and is going to take it? But it's like I said, first of all, they're not going to get, you know, you're going to get, you know, 60 cents on the dollar, maybe. I don't know, maybe less, maybe more. I don't know how it works. You know, but you're also just going to struggle to sell it in the first place. So again, in answer to your question, I just don't, you know, they're not going to be able to move it. They're not going to be able to move it. That's what I think. And, I mean, this much money, you know, Interpol, I don't know how closely Bybit works with the authorities, or has worked with the authorities, especially to resolve cybercrime like this. But given how high profile this is, and given how connected these exchanges are, you know, and how connected the providers in the backend are as well, I don't think it's going to be too hard for them to. I honestly, I think this was, you know, honestly futile. I don't think the hackers are going to get anything of what they stole. That's what I think. That's my completely unprofessional 23-year-old take on the situation. I don't think they're going to get $1 out of this. I don't think so. It depends, right? Like, maybe, yeah, if you want to buy like weapons from a terrorist or something, they might accept it, but you know, you're talking about like very isolated, quarantined economies at that stage. You know, you really can't use the money for very much other than more illegal stuff with more illegal. Do I think it was North Korea? That's what I'm saying, right? Like at the beginning of the video, that's what I said, that, you know, it's, you know, this is where hacks come from a lot of the time, is, you know, North Korea, Russia, you know, these kind of countries. Not to say that, I mean, you know, I'm not saying anything that someone's going to get offended by. Just shut up if you're going there. Just get off my YouTube channel. It's not for you. That's not what we're saying here. But yeah, you know, that's, you know, it would make sense if it kind of came from a region like that. It would be on brand, basically. It would line up with what we're expecting. They said that the group Lazarus in North Korea are the ones responsible. Exactly, Lazarus, right? I mean, you know, Lazarus is a pretty big deal. So, you know, I think that's what we're looking at here. But it's like I said, you know, you can't do anything with these funds. So, you know, I don't know. I just don't really see it. And yeah, let's see what it says here with just bear with here. Actually, we'll probably just skip that for now. Let's just come back to Twitter and take a look here, because I don't want to dive deeper into chain analysis, where, quite frankly, I don't really know what I'm doing. I haven't really done any chain analysis, but yeah, so, I mean, yeah, this was funny. I was talking about the kind of effect on the market. Can I post the link to the transaction here? Absolutely. Let me do that for you. It was this one. Copy that and into the live chat. There you go, sir. If anyone wants to kind of, that's in the YouTube live chat. If anybody wants to check out the official, and like I said, the actual transaction is right down here. Not very easy to see, but Yeah, that's just, I'm just curious what's Bybit's cold wallet saying. Yeah, I mean, they're just, you know, they've probably got it on lockdown right now. No Ethereum. I mean, that's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. 0 Ethereum. God damn. Oh, wow. Wow. It's real. It's real. Let's see what Twitter is saying. Just scroll through a little bit, see if there's anything kind of relevant. All right. We have reported the case to the appropriate authorities, and we will send an update as soon as we have any further information. We have fortunately worked quickly and extensively with on-chain analytics providers to identify and demix the implicated addresses. These actions will mitigate and counter the ability of bad actors in disposing and dumping the Ethereum on the markets via legitimate marketplaces, narrowing the available outlets of disposal. This is a very, very complicated way of saying that they're working with authorities, they're tracing where the funds are, which shouldn't be too hard anyway, and it's going to be very hard for those people to sell their crypto. So, literally 100% exactly identical to what I said. They just used a bunch of complicated words to say it. The Bybit hack is officially the largest crypto heist in history. 1.46 billion stolen and still counting. I don't know why it's still counting. That's 16% of all previous crypto hacks combined. Yeah, that is quite impressive. So yeah. Earthquakes going on. What? In Vancouver. Damn, sorry about that. Hope you guys are safe in Vancouver. 𝐁𝐥𝐥𝐵T submitted definitive proof that this attack. Oh, it was Lazarus. Shit. His submission included a detailed analysis of test transactions and connected wallets used ahead of the exploit, as well as multiple forensics graphs. Wow. Damn. What's Zach saying then? Yeah, if you guys send links in the chat, it probably blocks you, so that's why you might not have been able to send a link earlier. He split it into 1,000 Ethereum wallets, so about 40 wallets. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see what else we've got here in the live chat. I just want to know if I've kind of missed anything. I don't like missing comments. You know me. We're so close to 200 likes, ladies and gents. Smash them up. I do want to cover something I've been teasing with you guys when we hit 250. We'll take a look at that. Let's see what Zach's saying today. Is he... I guess this is the only stuff he's tweeting today about this, right? Let me see. Yeah, it looks like he's not actually that active right now. Where's CoffeeZilla at as well? Where are the standard guys? Oh, this is an exchange, I guess. I haven't heard of Arkham. What is this? Trade with Intelligence. What is this? Okay, let's dive in. So, this is the wallet. It owns 500,000 Ethereum tokens? I thought they stole 400 though. Right, I'm not exactly sure. Okay, so let's take a look. So we got Bybit here. To the Bybit hacker to, what is this? Hang on, I'm gonna do the tedious job of counting. Does this look like 40? I'm gonna count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and we're in halfway. So that's 40 roughly. And these are, okay, so some's going to Uniswap. I don't know what these others are. Probably other swapping platforms, and more moving around the funds. So I don't know, like this is the work that, you know, the FBI would do or whatever, but you know, we don't need that anymore. Like the world has changed. We can do it from our bedrooms and, you know, while we sit in our underwear. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, that tells us a lot. Let's see what this is showing us. Again, it's just more wallet flow, isn't it? Not really, doesn't really tell us much that we don't already know. Yeah, just transfer in 10k Ethereum at a time. Yeah. Yeah, so that, I mean, look, I don't know how much else we can talk about this. I think, you know, the bigger thing that obviously you and I are going to be interested in generally is going to be the kind of market impact. Arkham is federal? I don't know what you're saying. That doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, but if we bring it on to a more zoomed in perspective again, there is some potential for a bounce off, around these levels. This is obviously a support zone. But the market's just been so kind of, weird that, it's metaphorically federal. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. I just think that because the market's been very weird lately, I wouldn't really want to, kind of mess with it too much right now. So I think for me, it's more of a case of just kind of waiting to see if we can get down to 90. A lot of people have a problem with not being in a trade, man, but you really don't need to think that way. A lot of people, when they're trading, a lot of people that trade a lot, let's say a very, very successful person that trades a lot, his chart is going to look a little bit like this, right? It's just gonna it's gonna be like, right, like it's gonna go like that. And this is honestly, if it looked like this, it would actually be really good. It's typically not even going to be this clean. And that's going to be a result of a lot of trades, right? Like the up and down, up and down, up and down. But me, I'm kind of going more for like this, so like I'm going to get to the same place. I mean, the drawdowns are not even anywhere near that big, to be honest. It's probably more like, do you know what it is for me? It's probably more like this. Big spike up, some pullbacks, whatever, sideways, really, really slow, boring, nice trade, like this is good for your mental health, like when your shit looks like this. I'm not saying that this is what, any of my stuff looks like. That's not the point. The point is you want to move in the direction of smoothing out your volatility in your portfolio. And still moving up. And crucially understanding that more trades doesn't equal more money. It equals more risk exposure first. Before you make money, you're exposed to risk. And so, taking less trades oftentimes will just result in better trades for most people. And I think that's really a big deal. Been holding my Ethereum long since October 22. If I get stopped out at 1600, I will be sad. Yeah, that would kind of suck, but I don't know, 1600 still far away, isn't it? Let's take a look at Ethereum quickly. I mean, who knows? If Bitcoin's going down to 70, there's a lot that could be on the cards. This is such a messy chart. I cannot look at this chart anymore. But 1600 is right here. Yeah, I mean, it could come down there. I would be surprised if it did. I'd be very surprised. I don't know about surprised, but I wouldn't bank on it. But I mean, who knows? It's not that far, really. It's not that far. It's 38%. It's Ethereum. It could happen, but I mean, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. Let's look at some other coins. We got Trump right here. Let's go on the hourly, and yeah, look at that. Really, really nice price action here for Trump. Yeah, just kind of finding a little floor right now. We got Solana dropping down a little bit. Solana, just hanging on against Bitcoin, not at a particularly good breathable level. Doge getting pretty screwed over here, about to already sweeping its lows. Let's look at Pepe, not looking great. WIF had a bit of a rally, and it's done. Yeah, like really not really seeing any winners in this market, which is obviously expected. That's what you would expect. So I think that kind of I think that really paints a pretty clear picture. This whole hacking event has been contained, and the market has more or less moved on already. No surprises there whatsoever. Let's see if we got anything new coming in here on Twitter. Thank you for just smashing us past 200 likes, you absolute legends. And open to interviews with the Bybit hacker. Just drop a line to my signal if you want to talk. That's kind of crazy. Why would they do that? Would they do that? What you seeing here? Yeah, North Korea's Lazarus Group. So again, okay, they're not gonna have the same issues liquidating 1.4 billion in crypto, but it's just not easy, man. Like, who are you going to sell all of that? I think that's honestly, a big thing as well. North Korea, interesting. This woman is getting unhinged, isn't she, on Twitter? She is she's getting progressively a little bit more loose, which is interesting. Wow. Pam Bondi says the Epstein list is sitting on her desk to review. Are they gonna do it? Are they gonna do it? Really? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see if we got anything relevant though. Let's go in the trading list here because we're kind of stepping out. I just want to see if there's people even talking about this stuff right now. It looks like it's already gone. Look, like nobody's even talking about it anymore. It's, you know, we're seeing Tesla, earthquakes, random stuff. There's one tweet. We got Brian Johnson measuring his son's erection, sitting in the hyperbaric chamber. Brilliant. We love it. You know we love it. It's brilliant. The internet is just a brilliant place. Twitter is a brilliant place. X.com. Shout out to big man Elon. Nothing going on. It's out of the news cycle. Job done. That's it. Hacker's identity. It's going to be more of a, you know, novelty thing now. But the hype is done. Oh my god. Okay, that's not good. I don't want to be showing that on stream. Yeah, it looks like it's common knowledge now. So there you go. Ladies and gents, I hope you have enjoyed this live stream. Before I go off, I will tell you what I promised, which is it is the concept of when you entered crypto, when you entered Bitcoin, will determine how many Bitcoins you will ever own. And this is essentially a function of how much you can buy at your entry, right? And let's say, look, our salaries, our income typically does not scale the way Bitcoin does. And so if you were in 2017, let's say 2016, you were buying Bitcoin for the first time, like basically here, and you had a, you know, let's say 40, let's use an easy number. You had $100,000 salary over here. You know, now we fast forward, what is this, 9 years. If you had $100,000 salary here, what would you be at now? I don't know. Let's say 160. I don't know. But let's just say it's 160, for example. Your 160K, if you're dollar cost averaging down here versus up here, is going to get you a very, very different amount of Bitcoins, right? Like if you're putting, you know, $1,000 into Bitcoin a week, you know, for 8 weeks, then you're basically accumulating, you know, 2 Bitcoins every single week. You've got 16 at the end of 8 weeks, 16 Bitcoins, right? And that's 2 months of, I mean, it's easy. It was easy to make, you know, to buy Bitcoin back then, obviously. And now, you know, if that's, let's say, you know, that $1,000 becomes, you know, $1,500, every $1,500 buy, at this stage will buy you 0.015 BTC. Whereas over here, every week you would have been able to buy 2 Bitcoins. So, you know, we can start to understand that if you deploy the same power of capital here versus here, you're going to get a very different amount of Bitcoins. And the problem is that means most of the Bitcoins you will ever buy, and this is exponential, by the way, like it's like a factor of like 80-90% plus, will be bought, you know, down here or maybe here. But the Bitcoins that you buy up here really aren't doing anything for you compared to the Bitcoins that you bought here, right? Like if, again, like let's just play this across 8 weeks. If 8 weeks you have 16 Bitcoins here, you know, the same 8 weeks of dollar cost averaging adjusted for inflation, you know, you're still, you know, you're making, we've already done this calculation, but let's just say it's 0.015 times 8. We're doing this 8 times. So you know, I mean, you're not even, you know, like you're not even making like a quarter of a Bitcoin. You know, you're like barely making a tenth of a Bitcoin, with the same kind of dollar cost averaging, which means that if we graph your Bitcoins, if we graph how many Bitcoins that you can buy, essentially it would basically look a little bit like, well, it wouldn't curve. It would be like this. It would be like I guess you call this like a regression curve. it would look like this, right? Of how many bitcoins you can ever own. And to be honest, like pretty much all of you are here now, and that's just the reality. I mean, like it's just math, right? So, what that really means is that it's most important to have made, to have made your bitcoins here. Now, granted, if Bitcoin keeps going up, then this curve is going to look a little bit different. But it can't actually. No, to be honest, I take that back. It can't actually look different because you can never buy this many bitcoins again. Because you just don't have that much. Like now, to buy 20 bitcoins, you need $2 million, right? Previously, to buy 20 bitcoins, you needed 400 times 20. What is that? 400 times 20. You need $8,000. I mean, it's a different game, right? So, this is important to keep in mind. It tells you a few lessons. It's something to think about. If you want me to dissect this further and tell you a little bit more about the implications of it and all the different things like that, then tell me, and I will make that a dedicated video for you. But yeah, we got Litecoin strong here. I know that there's been some talk of Litecoin. I do wanna look at Litecoin actually, because Litecoin's got a special place in my heart. I'm a 2017 crypto boy, so I've been around for a little bit. I kind of grew up with Litecoin in a sense, so I obviously like Litecoin, but it's been performing very, very badly. Is it ready for a breakout? Yes. Its all-time high is about 3.4x away. I don't know. I just feel like Ethereum even is a better bet, than XR. I'm sorry, than Litecoin. Let's look at Litecoin BTC though, because the USD chart is not so important. I understand why everybody's saying the USD chart is nice. It's really held a very, very good floor. It's actually really doing the same thing as XRP. I said XRP almost as a Freudian slip, but that is what's really happening here, and XRP. It was very famous when XRP did it. It's the same thing. Look at this, right? Like you can see that it had that 7-year consolidation. We were talking about it on this YouTube channel before it broke out. We were talking about it, and now Litecoin is in the exact same situation, right? So, I mean, it actually does look like good money to me. There's no denying it. This is a sorry about that. This is a good chart. It's a good chart. It looks good. It looks like it can definitely go up, especially if crypto can stay pretty optimistic and stuff. Then yeah, I think Litecoin's looking good. It's basically at a top. Last time over here it got to this top, it was a quick rejection. Now it's holding on. It's consolidating. It's showing the same kind of body language pre-pump that Bitcoin would show before it exploded above 20K, for example. That Bitcoin would show in other situations. So it's a pretty clear situation to me that Litecoin looks good on the dollar chart. And by the way, those of you that are interested in buying and trading these coins, they're all available on Bybit. Like I said, every exchange, in my opinion, is going to get their turn, and I think Bybit has handled it very, very well. By the way, they're so rich. They're so if you're worried about them having liquidity, you just got to do a little bit. You got to do 2-3 minutes of research. They're so rich. There's really no there's really no problem. So they're giving you huge bonuses when you do start trading. Obviously, only if you're not from a restricted region. We got to keep that in mind. You got to check your local your local country's laws and regulations. But yeah, really, really cool opportunity to get a bunch of free cash to trade with when you start trading using this link in the description. If you're already signed up but you don't have a bonus, like I said, you just need to start trading and then they'll credit it to you. And it's the same with Blowfin, which is a phenomenal alternative to Bybit as well. Very, very good alternative to Bybit, and they're actually helping Bybit right now. So that's really, really cool. But Litecoin BTC, I think is going to be the real chart to evaluate, and I haven't actually looked at this at all, and it looks horrible. It looks horrible. It looks so bad. Let me just get a different chart though, because this is not enough and not correct price history. What do we use? I don't know. Poloniex. Yeah, it's just bad, isn't it? It's just bad. I mean, it's not like, it doesn't necessarily invalidate anything, but I don't know. It's like I said, I just think that there are coins that, you know, honestly might be easier to make money off. That I don't know. I'm not trying to fade Litecoin. I honestly think it's a really, really good buy, and I love Litecoin. The idea of making money off Litecoin is so nice, right? It's so pure and clean, and you know, it's nice. We need more of that. But reality is reality, and you know, I don't know. I think it's still good. I think it deserves a spot in a speculative portfolio, at least for mine. But I'm gonna leave it there for now. It looks like, you know, Bitcoin's dominance is doing its thing right now, and I don't really know exactly how this is gonna go. It looks like Bitcoin's having a little bit of a reaction rally at the moment, so you know, we'll see how far this can go as well. Obviously, I think it's gonna depend a little bit on what goes on. Maybe I don't know. It probably doesn't actually matter too much on what goes on, you know, in crypto right now. Here's what I was wondering. We got Arthur Hayes calling on Vitalik. Will you advocate to roll the chain back to help Bybit? I'm sure, you know, obviously that they have the power to do that. You know, that they can basically rewind the Ethereum blockchain, and basically, you know, make it as though the hack never happened. You know, I don't know if they would do that. It might actually be pretty bad, you know, for the sanctity, the sovereignty, the immutability of crypto. Or I mean, that's more of a benefit of Bitcoin, obviously, but I don't know if Vitalik would do it, but I wonder if there are some, you know, conversations happening behind closed doors about it. It would be I don't know. I think I would definitely be like, I don't know. Probably, I think it's better to recover it, you know, through whatever. I mean, it's North Korea. What can you do? But maybe, I don't know. Maybe don't do it. What do you think? What do you guys think? You think they should do it? Think they should roll back the chain? To be fair, it's Lazarus, right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they could just roll back that one transaction. I don't really know. But yes, we got Vinny saying people with 0.00001 will be saying the same about people with 0.001 in the future. I think that's wishful thinking. I don't really know. I agree. I kind of agree, but I think it's a little bit of wishful thinking too. But yeah, ladies and gents, it's been a good stream, been a long stream. I'm gonna get going. Thank you all for tuning in. If you have enjoyed this one, you know exactly what to do. Check out the links on screen. If you want to get into the 4Flies 1-to-1 program, that is a highly exclusive, expensive, high investment program, which has had 100% success rate so far. Incredible results, both for people that ended up making a lot of money and people that ended up saving themselves from quite catastrophic losses, which they'd still be suffering from today. So that's been really, really good, but it is very serious. It is very focused. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then you've got that direct contact link to speak to a member of the team. Yep. Good night, guys. Thank you all very, very much. And I will see you all in the next video. Yeah.